All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Shalom, shalom, and shalom. Sister Deborah is coming with a message. And this message is uh understanding he that is all understanding. And I won't call it a mystery because right now Yah is in the process in this day of revealing a lot of things that were in the dark. He's bringing it to the light. His light is dragging things out of the darkness into the light. I think about how many people are online talking about what they seen in the Euphrates under the Euphrates dry ground, what's underneath there. They can say whatever they desire, okay? But Yah already told us. And if we are students of the one that holds all understanding, we'll know that he already told us what's underneath and what's going to come up, okay? So I say unto you, in such a time like no other. And what I was thinking today as I was going to and fro, and my heart was heavy, and I began to think about um, what the Father have said about he that endure until the end shall be saved. And he speaks of long suffering, he speaks of endurance. Those things are for the individual that is like unto Sister Deborah. She's constantly being revealed and shown things that is before us today. And with the whole overall understanding that it's nothing I can do that would move anything out of the way of where it has been assigned. With that being said, I thought about endurance and long suffering. It's only endurance and long suffering and endure until the end. He's not speaking to each and every last one of us. He's speaking to a servant that has to long suffer and endure what the Ruach is revealing and teaching them from the inside out. Why? Because you're enduring the fact that you're walking on a land called the world, the earth, and you have this creator who have created all the things that you're beholding. Everything there is, you know that he is the creator of. But through it all, you know that he is all power. You know that he is all things. You know that he's the I am that I am. That means he can be whatever he want to be. You know all of that. And with that being said, you also know, based on how he has taught you, there's not going to be a reverse. There's not going to be a change. You see, and that it's not going to get better. Everything must go in the direction of the worst of the worst. Okay? To the point where there's nothing else left out of the worst. And then shall you see the conversion. The reverse. Outside of that, it has to reach a level according to his will and what he has already prophesied that it would reach. See, just imagine the prophecies is already being fulfilled and we haven't reached the max yet. So if it's like this now and somebody like me is long suffering and enduring right now, just imagine what it's going to be tomorrow. You see? And I'm trying to figure out today and where or what door I can go in and go out of, and which way I can turn and keep straight and leave any and everything behind. But guess what? It's nowhere you can go. It's no place you can go. that allow you to run from what is everywhere. The Father spoke to me and he said, are you ready? And I knew it was him. Are you ready to let go? Are you ready to let go? I said to him, Father, only thou knoweth. Thou knoweth if I'm ready. Because I would say to you right now, Father, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready to let go. But thou knoweth all things. Am I ready, Father, to let go? I believe that me letting go also stands for understanding, and letting go is not working to change anything. Not thinking because these are your loved ones, these are your mom, your siblings, your children, your grandchildren. Letting go mean let go. And I'm ready for that, because the way things are going, it's no sense to hold on, you see, to what there is not. You get the point? It's nothing to hold on. Okay, if say for instance, I was in a room and the whole it was water, and I need to get all over the floor, it's water. To get out of the floor, no matter which way I go, it's water. But at the top, there's a thing where you can reach up and grab to get out of the water. That's my only choice. Take it or leave it. I believe letting go means take the route that brings you out of the water. You see? So reach ahead, grab the bars, pull yourself up from the level of what's all below you, which is water. And I'm talking to somebody else, because I'm talking to myself, but I can feel I might be talking to someone else with this. And this is what he's dealing with me, because I remember saying to him, even if I'm ready or not, thou know all things. Help me to be ready for the choice that you, Father, make for me on my behalf. Help me to be ready for the choice that thou make it for me. For I don't have the sense to. And thou know all things. So in it all, 99.15 trillion wouldn't know the pain unless y'all put you in the game. You wouldn't know the suffering unless Yah has placed you in the endurance and the long suffering. You see, this is what I keep trying to tell each and every last one of you all, is you cannot think that you there and that you have your ticket and you have the keys to the kingdom, because you know that there's another direction in the days to come where Mount Zion reside. And what people are doing is trying to hold off right here in hope that they're going to be able to go in the direction of Mount Zion. But what I'm wanting Yah to work with me right where I'm at. I'm not saying or pleading or wanting the understanding of he that holds all understanding. I'm not wanting him in my living or in my life to try to make things ready for where he has plans to take me. He might want me in the grave sleep. He might want me to over in Mount Zion. But I say unto the Most High Yah, this day, wherever you have me to be, thou know all things. Just don't let me be lost in thee. Sleep or going over there to the promised land. Because what I'm looking at, let me tell you, I want him to help me where I'm at, not where I'm going. Help me where I am at. To even, people don't understand, helping you where you at is so you can prepare, he can prepare you for where you're going. But what everybody is thinking is, I just got to read, I got to study, I got to understand this, understand that for the Mount Zion. See, they already done got their keys, and they already got they keys to Mount Zion. They got their keys to the kingdom. They got their ticket to Mount Zion. They got their ticket to the kingdom already. You can't tell them nothing. They so sealed within themselves. But then the question I have said so many times, how is it that the things that I endure, and then here you got this one here, you got this one here, you got this one here, all over the body, and they're not doing anything. They're not even having to endure. They are not even long suffering, because what long suffering and endurance is the battle he spoke to us about that's not in flesh and blood. But most people would connect sickness, illness, trying to find a job, trying to find a place to stay, homelessness. They connect all that to long suffering. That's long suffering. Don't get me wrong. It is long suffering, but it's for the flesh. The flesh long suffering can't compare to the long suffering in the spirit. A living witness. Can't compare. It cannot compare. And the endurance, it cannot compare. That which you endure in your flesh has nothing on the endurance in the spirit. That's how it is. That's just it. So when I speak and I mention things that's going on, you getting only 10%, not even 10. Now, if I gave you 90%, you would probably tell me I'm a cuckoo clock and ain't no hope for me. But I'm just showing you that's how bad it is. It's just that bad. And without the spirit of endurance and long suffering, I wouldn't be on this platform being able to minister even to you. Because I'm speaking to someone out there. Even if it's that one, I'm speaking to someone. And that's all I'm trying to reach is that one. That one that's found in the body of Hamashiach. And that one is the oneness in the Father. We are all oneness in the Father. All of us are not oneness. Even though people will get in the midst and claim that they are. No, you're not oneness. Because even understanding that is override by understanding of Yah. Yah is all understanding. This other understanding, it don't even have to have no understanding to it. It just wants you to say understanding. There is so much to understand outside of just understanding. And that is the understanding of the Ruach HaKodesh. The Father himself carries and is all understanding. That's his ideal of coming in you and teaching you and revealing things to you and showing you things to come and giving you all understanding. That's what the Ruach comes to do. And it's different than that understanding you have in your flesh. Okay. Now let's go into Luke. In the book of Luke, chapter 10, verse 20. In the book of Luke, chapter 10 and verse 20. We're talking about understanding the let me see. understanding he that is all understanding. Mhm. Understanding he that is all understanding. And you're not going to find very much of that in the world today. Why? Because he that came down to deceive the whole world has mastered it. He has mastered deceiving the whole world. So with that being said, understanding has never vanished, only in the hearts of the people. You see? Only in the hearts of the people. So understanding will never go anywhere. You can't take away the Most High's understanding. Just like you can't take away his truth. You can't take away his righteous. You can't take away his faith. You can't take the things that are belongs to the Creator. You can't take it away. It's ever present. Okay. Now, when you get into Luke chapter 10 and verse 20 and to 22, in Luke chapter 10 and verse 20, chapter 10 and verse 20, starting with verse 20, notwithstanding, in this rejoice not. In this, notwithstanding. In this rejoice not. Don't rejoice in this now. That the spirits are subject unto you. But don't rejoice. Don't dare. Don't rejoice in that. Like, say, for instance, I was explaining to you all the situations that I was going through yesterday. Let's take that, for instance, and apply it to Luke chapter 10, verse 20. Notwithstanding, Deborah, this is not something you rejoice about. But let me tell you, baby, that the spirits are subject unto you. Don't rejoice about it. But the spirits are subject to you. That means you don't bow down to the spirits to get along with it, to agree with it, to live with it, to deal with it, to walk with it, to talk with it. No, no, no. Why? Because those spirits are subject unto you. Let's continue. But rather rejoice. This is what Sister Deborah can rejoice in. But rather rejoice, Deborah, because your names are written in the heavens. You see that? He said, don't rejoice because the spirits are subject to you. Only rejoice, rather rejoice, because your name, Deborah, your name is written in the heavens. Going back to the message yesterday, it is written. Everything is written. It is written. See, people down here want to teach everything in the way of the flesh, not even understanding, baby, your way, spiritual way, all of that is written. We can't touch that. What is written, we can't touch. And that's what Yeshua was telling Satan. When you finish trying to tempt me, let me tell you, it is already written. Stand down. Stand down. And even Satan knew it was written. But he said, don't rejoice in the fact that the spirits on this earth is subject unto you. And want me to be honest with y'all? I pretty much knew that. This ain't going to stop it from buckling up. It ain't going to stop trying to set you up to make you look like being the bad one and the wrong one. Oh, no. It's never going to be that. Because you still got to endure something that the Father said you're going to endure. The Father said you're going to long suffer. That don't mean it stops or it ends nowhere. You see? So I like what Luke chapter 10 and verse 20 is saying, because it's actually giving a blessing, sending you all a blessing out there, that the spirits are subject unto you. But rather rejoice. But don't rejoice because the spirits are subject to you. And I wouldn't play that. I won't play on that for nothing. But he said, rejoice because your names are written in the heavens. So anybody can say whatever they want down on the earth. When you are written, you are written. And you're not written when you get there. You're already written before you got down here. Hello. You see? So while people down here clowning with you, he's letting you know, baby, you already rejoice. No matter who trying to give you a hard time and feel you're going to have to take everything they put out, cover every spill they make, repair stuff when they tear up, running all over the place. No. Those spirits supposed to be subject to you. And you ain't supposed to rejoice about it. But you're supposed to be rejoicing because, Deborah, your name is written. So it leads me to understand it's okay to claim your name is written. Because if you're sure telling rejoice, how can I rejoice when I don't know if my name is written? So somewhere along the line, he knows that you should be able to rejoice when your name is written. What does he mean? Feel that thing. How about that? That's what he's talking about. Rejoice because your names are written in heaven. How can you rejoice, Yeshua, if you don't know if your name written? He's just letting you know. You can rejoice, baby. Look at the hell you catching that these people you talking to don't have no idea how deep it is. But you are enduring. You're long suffering. And even though you know the spirits are subject to you, you are not rejoicing over that. But he said, from this day on, rejoice, Deborah, and it's okay, for your name is written in the heavens. Praise, that's a blessing inside of a blessing. Praise the Most High Yah. Verse 21. In that hour, Yeshua, listen to this, in verse 21, we in Luke chapter 10 and verse 21. In that hour, Yeshua rejoiced in the spirit. In that very hour, he rejoiced in his spirit. And that's what he's telling us to do. Rejoice in your spirit, for your name is written in the heavens. Listen to how it's letting you know. When he quoted that, when Yeshua spoke that, guess what he did? He turned around and rejoiced in verse 21. In that hour, Yeshua rejoiced in his spirit and said, I thank thee, O Father. There he go, praising the Father, thanking the Father. Yah of heavens and earth, that ye has hidden these things from the wise and the prudent, and has revealed them unto babes. He's rejoicing. He's rejoicing because the Father allowed him to speak that in existing into us. That is such a blessing to be. It is a blessing to me because like I told y'all, for me to now say, hey, my name is written. It is written in the heavens. It is written in the kingdom. It's okay for me to say that. So I understand why Yeshua is rejoicing. Look at verse 21. In that hour, Yeshua rejoiced in his spirit, not in his flesh, but in his spirit, and said, I thank thee, O Father, Lord of heaven, the earth, that thou hast hidden these things from the wise and the prudent. So all these people run around here teaching and preaching, they don't know what they're talking about. It's been hidden from them. And Yeshua is rejoicing the fact that it is hidden from them. But because it's hidden from them, Yah has allowed the babes. And why is he calling them the babes? It's because he and we are the babes. He is speaking it to us, revealing to us, the babes, in Yah, that their names are already written in heaven. He's thanking Yah for allowing him to announce it, baby. Did he just announce it to Sister Deborah? Sure he did. I wouldn't dare go around and say, my name is written. But now I can. Now I can. And I can also embrace the fact that the spirits are subject unto you. I already know that. Strangers taught me. The way people act taught me. When I go how they act me. I told y'all, no disrespect. No, hey, they act like they got some sense when I enter in and when I get around them. That so I know he says the spirits are subject unto you, but rather rejoice because your names are written in the heaven. Don't rejoice because your spirit, their spirit is subject to yours, but rejoice because your name is written. And then in 21, Yeshua started to praise the Most High Yah for allowing him to announce to us that it's okay to claim that our names are written. And you didn't give it to you hid it, Father Yah. This is what Yeshua said to him, Father, you hid it these things. He said, and thou hast hidden these things. Wait a minute. Yep, Deborah. How you like me now? You hid these things from the wise and the prudent, and have revealed it through who? Yeshua. Unto who? To them, unto the babes of Yah. Even so, watch this here. Even so, Father, for so it seems good in thy sight. Yeshua is sitting here telling the whole world he's talking to the Father separate from himself. And the world still will never get it. Why they won't never get it, Deborah? Because y'all, he ain't gonna let everything be the way that it is all this time, and then at the midnight hour everybody come to the realizing and the light is up and everybody believe. Now no, everybody ain't gonna still believe, because heavens already know who believe and who not. So it ain't gonna be that everybody on this earth gonna start believing because now they see, or because they hear, because the light is shining. No, the choice has already been made in the kingdom, and that's why Yeshua is praising the Father separate from himself about allowing the babes to be revealed. It's okay, he said, it's okay, Deborah, to claim the fact that your name, my name is written in the heavens. Praise somebody. And it tells you in verse 21, Yeshua rejoiced in that hour. He rejoiced because that did so much to him, to be able to reveal the hidden mystery that the Father had in his bosom. And then he get the opportunity to reveal to the babes that their name is written in the kingdom. And then he began to say, even so, Father, for so it seemed good in thy sight. He know the Father. He said, in thy sight. What's in his sight? That he had hidden the wise from the wise and prudent, and he allowed it to be revealed unto the babes, that their name is written in the kingdom of heaven. Y'all, that's such a blessing this morning. I'm not morning, I'm in afternoon. That's such a lovely, powerful message. Okay, verse 22. All things are delivered to me of my Father. So there he go again, separating himself and the Father. And no man knoweth who the Son is. Mm. No man knoweth who the Son is but the Father, and who the Father is but the Son, and he to whom the Son will reveal him. See, he's sitting here telling you a different son. He's telling you about a different son. Yeshua is speaking of a different son here. And he's talking about Christ. The Son will reveal him. But I thought you were the Son, Yeshua. You get it? You get it? Who the Father is, but the Son. And who the Father is, but the Son. Only the Son. Who is the Son? The Son of Yah. He's the one that's going to reveal his identity with the Father and the Father with him. And Yeshua sitting here laying it out to Yah. Yeshua said in verse 22, all things are delivered to me of my Father. Watch this here. And no man knoweth what the Father has delivered to him, who the Son is, but the Father. You see? He's still telling you only the Father. Watch this here. And who the Father is. What you mean who the Father is? Why is that a mystery? But the Son. And he to whom the Son will reveal him. That's Christ. That's why they homasiach. They missed it. And he laid it all out real beautiful right here. Yeshua did it. He gave it to him. So to me, it's going back to what I say all the time. It ain't that truth is not out. It's just they don't want to accept it. So let's go to Matthew's. Let's go to Matthew's 15. In the book of Matthew's 15 in verse 13 and 14. In Matthew's chapter 15 and verse 13 and 14. But he answered and said, every plant which my Father have not planted. Go back again. Matthew's chapter 15 and verse 13. And we're going to go to 14, but let's stay with 13, verse 13. But he answered and said, every plant which my heavenly Father. So right there, he's telling you, we have a heavenly Father. But if he's the Father, how is he, if you're sure the Father, then who is this he said, heavenly Father? Have not planted shall be rooted up. You see that? So what I think people still, it ain't meant. Let me just say that. It ain't meant for them to understand it. When he said this is a day like no ever that ever existed on the face of the earth, if you all think this is a candy walk that he was talking about, a cotton candy day, you're sick. If it is telling you that in that day will be like no other that has ever existed on the face of the earth since the earth exists, that's telling you it's going to be a critical time of sorrow. Not a critical time of good time getting better, or we can do this, or family gathering, and no, that's not what it's talking about. Like no other. That means it's going to be that bad. Okay. Now he's speaking of the earth that ever exists. See, ain't no good gonna be down here on the earth. Now in Mount Zion, where he's gonna build the holy, yes, but he's talking about here on earth, where we at now in that day. Okay, it's like no other day existed It's letting you even know, not even, it ain't, this day is powerful than the days of Noah, meaning it's worse. It's worse than the days of Lot. So why is it everybody acting like they in dumb city that they don't see nothing going on? Because y'all got them seeing it the way they gonna continue to see it. And they gonna feel that thing. And it's gonna be too late. How they gonna feel it and when? Just like Noah, when it rained them days and they realized it was flooding. When it days of Lot, when they saw that fire come down on Solomon and Gomorrah. See, it ain't gonna be a day that you all the people gonna wake up. Like I try to tell you, it's over. It's finished. There's nothing left. People thinking that there's something left that they can change and reverse things and get people to do this and get people to do that. I can preach and teach that thing, but y'all want me to apply it even to my household. It's over. Nothing is going to be reversed. And much as I said, and he know I believe it, even in my household, it still do not erase the fact that I have to endure and long suffer the pain of living on this earth with righteous and truth, knowing that there's nothing I can do about it. It has to play itself out according to his will. And listen to what Matthew chapter 15 says. But he answered and said, every plant which my heavenly Father has not planted shall be rooted up. See, only the plants that Yah has planted for his name's sake is only the legit ones. So while you walking down on the earth thinking truly you're going to reverse that to where it's everybody you say, and how you have turned wrong into right, how you have made bitter into sweet, and how you have made dark into light, and it's going to reverse on your behalf and mount up to what you say. Perfect. That's the deception Satan used to deceive the whole world. But the world came down already deceived. They came down that way. So he's sitting here telling you he's not, the ones that he have not planted, he gonna root up. And what he gonna do with them? They're the goats that's heading to the lake of fire. Do you know they won't teach that? They won't preach that thing. They won't teach that thing. They will continue to preach what they think that the flesh needs to hear to be legit, walking, talking, surviving, making it here on this earth. They give the people exactly what they need to continue to walk in the deception of the way of darkness. Okay. Verse 14 says, let them alone. See, that's telling me even about my family. Yes, those are your babies. Yes, you care a lot for them. You giving them your whole self, even to this very day. And he made me pull all the videos that show that I've heard, and I have a lot of it's all over the world. It's not Sister Deborah's household. It's all over the world. The adults, children are battling with the parents. And it's not so much as the parents, it is the mother. If there are those that have father in the household, they're battling with them too. I saw it with my own eyes. And I'm not talking about a certain tribe or a certain nation. It's all race. If you have not seen how many European men then set up at the dinner table, set up in the house, and have killed their whole family in the last 6 months, something wrong with you. And the reason why I said something wrong, because the prophecy has spoken it too many times. That's what Luke was saying. That's what Mark was saying. That's what John was saying. That's what Matthew was saying. That he come to bring the division. He didn't come to bring peace. So that's letting you know all these things that was at what brought here what everybody got comfortable in. That's why a lot of the men in the tribe of Judah didn't have no problem being a rolling stone, being a father of a rolling stone. They went all over the corners around the neighborhood, in the family, having babies, even messing with their daughters and sons. They had no problem with it. But see, now we're in that day where all that trash is being revealed. And guess what bothers me? Everybody acting like it don't exist. That's what get me. And it just bothered me that people can't see it, and it's clearly seen out of the prophet's eyes. But it goes back to what he said. They cannot see. Why? Because they have reversed wrong into right, right into wrong. What do you want them to see? If they made light darkness and darkness light, what do you want them to see? They can't see it. So it makes sense. So in Matthew chapter 15 and verse 14, it says, let them alone, Deborah. They be blind, leaders of the blind. See, that's what another thing I try to tell y'all. Y'all have set so everything so in order, in his perfect order. Even the goats are in a perfect order according to the will of the Father. Even the sheep are in a perfect order according to the will of the Father. Then what is it going on here? Everything is going according to the will. Leave them alone. Read verse 14. Leave them alone, Deborah. They be blind, leaders of the blind. So when you see all these people on YouTube with all these subscribers, these likes, and these people just waiting for them to come on, praising it and exalting them and uplifting them on all their worldly matters, because they give them no spirit and truth. They give them no light in the midst of all this darkness. They just giving them chaos. And it ain't even, it's the type of chaos that you can't even call chaos, because it's so much stuff that don't have no truth to it. Okay, so if you look at Matthew chapter 15 and verse 14, it says, leave them alone. They be, Deborah, blind leaders of the blind. Who set that up like that, Father? Yeah, I did. Anybody got something to say? I am that I am. I set it up. They are blind. I knew they were blind from the kingdom. So I gave them a blind leader, Deborah. Who gonna say something about that? I am that I am. I did it. Who got something to say? I'm the potter of the clay. I turn one right and I turn the other one left. Who's going to say something to the potter who owns the clay? Yeah, think about that. So this is what he's saying. Deborah, leave him alone. Deborah, leave him alone, Deborah. Leave him alone, Deborah. It's the blind leading the blind. And if the blind Deborah is leading the blind, understand, my servant. Understand, my servant. Understand, both shall fall into the same ditch. That blessed me, y'all. That blessed me a great deal when I read that yesterday. You know why? It showed me that he set up it where the blind that was already blind, when they get here, they need a leader that is just as blind as they are to lead them. So when you hooping and hollering all about what they ain't do on YouTube and they not talking about this, Deborah, the blind was assigned to the blind. Why? Because both of them going in the same direction. They're all going to fall in the hole. And it says, the both shall fall into the ditch. So what's your problem, Deborah? Come on now, get with it. This is blessing, y'all. This is a blessing to my, what? My spirit. Why? Because it's teaching me how I can get over the way I feel about how things are. But he spoke the quiet voice to me and asked me, was I ready to let go? He asked me, was I ready to let go? And I told him, thou knoweth all things. Thou knoweth if I'm really ready. Meaning, don't hear my mouth. Don't you hear my mouth, Father, y'all. Hear my spirit. Will you know it if I am ready? And if I am not, make me ready. Prepare me to be ready. Because I'm going to tell y'all something. It's that time. It is that time. It is that. It's, and it's, yeah, it's a scary part to it. Because I know when y'all said, are you ready to let go? That means you got to stop all this heavy praying that he shield them, that he protect them. Let go and let y'all. See, that's what I'm thinking I was feeling as far as in the flesh as a mother. You saying let go. Do I mean I have to stop? Yes. Many of you all are still praying for individuals that you know that is the opposite seed of who you are. But we want so bad to make dark light, right, wrong, good, evil, bitter, sweet. We want so bad, and we don't even understand the level of our flesh is what's holding on to these individuals who are not of the Spirit. They are not born of the Spirit. Let them go. So can you say, I'm ready to let go? And when I know me. If I say that and y'all feel that, y'all will allow me to let go. And it's not burning bread on nobody. It's you got to learn to stop pleading with him to give them something that he ain't gonna give them. Just like Lot. Y'all knew Abraham cared that much for Lot. That's why he allowed Abraham to go fight and kill all those people. Why is Abraham killing all those people on behalf of Lot? You see what I'm saying? Yah still honored the fact that his servants have a connection to their family. But he also know that his servants don't fully understand their connection to their family is the connection to bring them down. It's not to build them up in Yah. It is to bring them down. Outside of yourself being your own worst enemy, family is the next one. We can't keep saying Satan because you come down here already assigned to do the work of darkness. So what did Satan have to do with it? What do the demons and the devils have to do with it? Because once they get on you, they realize that, hey, you ain't one of y'all's, they stay on your tail. They wear your tail out. And that's what I've been seeing in my family. There's no give. And I sit here and be telling y'all since I was 4, but let me tell y'all something, that's a long time. Don't you think I should know better by now? Come on now. Shouldn't I know better by now? See? You see what I'm saying? I'm one person that should know better. This is why I sit here and I minister to you all spirit and truth in the light. Because I can't sit here and tell y'all the 61 years the spirit been dealing with me, and I'm sitting here telling y'all crap that satisfy your flesh, ain't directing you to the spirit and the bosom of the creator himself and the ways of the creator and the power of the creator and who the creator could be and is and should be. He's the I am, and that right there seals him to be whoever you want to be. And you and I ain't got nothing to say about it. You see? So I want to go over Matthew chapter 15 and verse 14. He said, let them alone, Deborah. They be the blind leaders of the blind. And if the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into the ditch. He's letting you know that's where they're going to fall, baby. If blind lead, I knew I had blind. So I had to make sure they have a blind leader, Deborah. Because they're both going in the same direction. Okay? So I know that was clear. And as a matter of fact, you need to highlight Matthew chapter 14, verse 13 through 14. And you also need to highlight Luke chapter 10, verse 22. Yeah, verse 20 to 22. Y'all need to highlight that because that's a blessing. That's a blessing. The reason why I said that, it goes right back to what I was telling you. Y'all forever talking to me and dealing with me every day. Therefore, I can bring forth to you all some new revelation as he give it to me. And what do I tell y'all? Before he can give it to me, before I can give it to you, I have to apply it to me. If y'all is chastising a people, I first have to be chastised by y'all. That's what a lot of people don't understand. But these people here who are blind leaders, they don't have to be chastised. These people who are on YouTube and receiving funds from YouTube to give you deception and deceive you out of the order of what is spirit and what is true, out of the order of the light. That's it. They ain't gonna give you what Sister Deborah is giving you. So don't all the time think that you can look at Sister Deborah all cockeyed and y'all gonna stand there and let you remain in the midst. A lot of people figure this is a free platform. And I can come on anytime I want to, if that's what I want to do. Can't nobody tell you that. You right. You right. That's why Judas was sitting at the table. Now, I think he was on the left side of Yeshua, but he was the betrayer. So it don't matter where nobody sit. It don't matter. You can sit and look through your TV and watch on YouTube. But there's a lot of spirits that's not of Yah. Watching Sister Deborah every week, every month, every 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, year after year after year, and don't mean nothing. They still blind, trying to get something in the light because they so used to darkness in their hearts. And that's how they're going to remain. Because if he allowed Yeshua to walk with Yeshua, if he allowed, what's his name? Judas to walk all those years with Yeshua, and his destiny was to hell anyway, and it was just 12? Come on now. It was people who walked with the disciples, with Yeshua. It tells you they fell off. But they walked with him for so long, but they fell off. So it ain't nothing big about an individual coming on YouTube, tuning in and month after month, year after year, and proclaiming they're in there. They can do it all they want. You can be in there to be out of there at the same time. That's them same ones at the end. What did they do? I did this in your name. I did this in your name. I did this in your name. Blaming the ability to think that they had power in the name. Neil, that's many of you all out there today. You have your heart is so hardened. You're hardened toward people. You're hardened toward family members. Your heart is so hardened that you can come and follow Sister Deborah year after year after year with a hardened heart. And that's why you can't buckle or you can't bend. And you're thinking that's your power. You got the power to stand. And you come seeking to hear. For what? What makes you entitled? You get what I'm saying? When a heart is that hardened. Because it's a form of deception. They figure what you don't know won't hurt you. People don't know who I am, and I can come anywhere I want. I can listen. It don't matter what you're listening to. If you don't support it, you just a hardened heart that feel just like a narcissist. They figure they can just do anything, and ain't nobody gonna figure them out. And no matter what, it's just who they are. That's who people are. So let's go to my last verse. Let me see what time it is. My last chapter is Matthew's chapter 14, verse 15 and 16. Let's go there. And I'm going to go all the way down to 20. Let's go to Matthew's chapter 14 and verse 15. Then answered Peter and said unto him, declare unto us this parable. See, I want y'all to understand, I told y'all before, those disciples that followed Yeshua, all that time they followed Yeshua, they did not believe in him. They did not understand what he was saying. Even the miracles and signs right before their eyes, they still didn't believe. And you know what that is called? That is what you call strictly, it's strictly, what was I saying? Someone in the text. Then answered Peter and said unto him, declare unto us this parable. Why couldn't they understand the parable? They could not even understand the word that Yeshua was giving them. They couldn't understand the signs and wonders, the healings, everything they did. They never had they never had no understanding because they didn't have the Holy Spirit living in them to understand what they have been taught by Yeshua. So let's hear in Matthew chapter 14 and verse 15 through 20. Peter and said, then answered Peter, verse 15. Then answered Peter and said unto him, declare unto us this parable. And Yeshua said, are ye also yet without understanding? He asked that question. Why did Yeshua ask that question? Because he knew they didn't have understanding. So the title of this message is Understanding That, I think it, what did I say? Understanding that is Yah understanding. Yah override the understanding that we tend to have in the flesh. Yah is all understanding, which override our understanding in the flesh. That means your understanding in the flesh don't mean a rat's behind. And that's why I don't get with people, because they understand truth this way. They understand righteous this way. They understand wisdom this way. They understand knowledge this way. But baby, what's on the right hand side over here? Come on over here. Let's go. That way is for your flesh, but this way is for your spirit. And if you got those same things in your spirit that you have in your flesh, can't nobody tell you nothing. But if you only got it in your flesh, you're lost. You are like that blind leader leading the blind. Because you have to have that understanding in the spirit, which Yah, the Most High God, is all understanding. That other understanding is for the flesh, the things of the world. But there's a higher level of understanding. And this is what Yeshua said in verse 16. He said, Yeshua said, are ye also yet without understanding? He knew they were, but he wanted to send it to me and you to let you know they did not have understanding. They did not have understanding. I came with understanding. When the Ruach came in me, there go understanding. And he's telling them, are ye also yet without understanding? He knew they didn't have it. They didn't have it. Verse 17, do not ye understand that whatsoever enter in at the mouth doeth into the, no, goeth into the belly? Do you understand that which you take in your mouth entered in at the mouth, goeth into the belly, and is cast out into the drought. Into the drought. Now watch this. He just said something that, you remember what I was telling you how the Ruach teaches me every day. And I said something and I noticed many of you all didn't really comprehend it. And it was okay because it wasn't for you. It was for me. The Spirit had gave it to me. And that is, Sister Deborah said at this here table from, I think it was like 8:30 in the morning to like 9:30 that evening. Did I get me a cup of coffee? Yes. Did I get me something to eat? Yes. But this is where I was at all them hours. I was in my study, and this message was also a part of my message yesterday that I didn't get out, but I'm bringing it out now, and I'm showing you something that you never been shown before. So take heed to Matthew chapter 14, verse 15 to 20. Take heed because it's a lot to learn. Now, I want to show you again that Peter is asking Yeshua to declare the parable that he had given the multitude unto them. The disciples wanted to know, what is this parable? And Yeshua said in verse 16, Yeshua said, are ye also yet, see that word yet, without, yet without, yet without understanding. Yes, they are without understanding because they have not received the Ruach HaKodesh. Okay. Verse 17 says, do not yet understand that whatsoever enter in at the mouth goeth into the belly and is cast out into the draught. Okay, that's true. Everything we take in our mouth, okay, water, liquid, milk, whatever, food, salad, whatever we take in, it comes out. Okay, listen to what he mean in verse 18. But those things which proceed out of the mouth come forth from the heart, and they defile the man. That's why a lot of people don't understand when he give you the dietary law. I mean, the dietary, yeah, they call it the dietary law for his food. They don't understand food is for the flesh. Food is not for the spirit. And when he gave them that dietary law regarding food, he was telling them, I didn't create this for that, for you to eat. I didn't create this for your body. I didn't create this for your body. That's what he was saying. He wasn't telling you to hang people from a rope because they ate something. It was not supposed to deal with your spiritual. Your diet in the flesh should not deal with your spirit. Why? Because the spirit is not for the flesh. You see, you cannot eat food and it affect your spirit. But what you say out of your mouth, it says in verse 18, but those things which proceed out of the mouth, not that which you take in, but what you say out, do affect your spirit. You get what I'm saying? It does affect who you are, but it's not what you take in. So when they have those strict diets and those dietary laws, did y'all know that they still didn't abide by it back in the days? They didn't abide by it. These stiff-necked, rebellion and disobedient fathers, they never abide by it. These men today in the tribe of Judah and these Hebrew Israelites call themselves awakening. They haven't even did they search to realize they ain't never followed the protocol. Their forefathers never followed the protocol. Never did. You see? And I'm speaking of those fathers that's labeled as stiff-necked rebellion and disobedient. That's what they were, stiff-necked rebellion and disobedient. That means they never, if you take all three of those, it means these are people who don't know how to follow rules. Take all three of them and do your study. When it all said, these is a people that's unbelievable. They will never follow rules. Go do it. They would never follow rules nor instructions. That's why they won't read this and study it to wait for the rule that says tarry for the Ruach HaKodesh. They don't want the Ruach HaKodesh. They just think they can take this book and make it their full awakening, and they can't do it. So here in verse 18, it says, we're in Matthew 14 and verse 18, but those things which proceed out of the mouth come forth from the heart, and they defile a man. So it's what you can say out of your mouth that can defile a man. Verse 19, for out of the heart proceed evil thoughts, murderers, adultery, fornication, thefts, false witness, blasphemy. This is what comes out of the mouth. These things proceed evil thoughts, murderers, adulteries, fornication, thefts, false witness, and blasphemy. So those things reign where? Where are those things found? In the heart of who you are. In your fleshly heart, you find all those categories. You see? So he's saying those are the things that comes out of a heart. Those ways that's in your fleshly heart. Murdering, proceed evil thoughts, adultery, fornication, theft, false witness, blasphemy. These are things that's in your spiritual heart. It's in your flesh already, y'all. Those is what defile a man. You see? So when they telling y'all about the dietary law, and you're supposed to eat this, you're supposed to sit your tail down. What a part of you is spiritual? He said, you're not fighting flesh and blood. He letting you know, stop fighting people based on their diet, what they want to eat and what they eat. That's for the flesh. You're not fighting the flesh. It's the spirit man has forsaken. They have totally forsaken the purpose, the route, the duty, and the eternal mission of themselves is found in their spirit. They have no idea. Okay, so verse 20 says, these are the things which defile a man. Those things that we just spoke. But to eat with unclean hands defile not a man. That don't defile a man because you eat with unclean hands. But they were on the disciples because they hadn't washed their hands. But I'm just showing you how the Sadducees and Pharisees, they would test Yeshua for anything. But normally when people want to challenge, their challenge is not about nothing spiritual. It's always about fleshly issues and fleshly. And they come testing Yeshua, saying your disciples didn't wash their hands. And he's explaining to them like he's explaining to me to give to you. It's not what you eat that defiles you. Me letting you know the food that you eat has no detachment to your spirit. You see how the Hebrew Israelites, they'll tell you about you're not supposed to eat pork and you're supposed to do this. No. That is not, because whatever you take in, he's letting you know it goes to the belly, then out the back end. It does not even stay. But what is in your heart comes out of your mouth, and your action is what defile man. So when they talking about polygamy, that defile them. They have no idea. It ain't that they don't have any idea. They could care less. When you are the serpent seed walking down on the earth, you see, you don't give a rat's behind about nobody rule of any spiritual route. You stick to the flesh route because your spirit comes to support your flesh in the way you want to live in your flesh. That's why they have no reason to not practice polygamy. They have every right to practice polygamy because they're born of the flesh. You see why they can't practice polygamy? That's why. They are born of the flesh. And they have made it right in their flesh to practice polygamy, you see. But they didn't understand the forefathers who tampered into polygamy. Their life was never balanced, was never peaceful amongst all those wives. And all it did is drew them further and further away from, like Solomon, away from Yah. Samson, away from Yah. That was between him and Yah that he gave him that strength. But when a woman come, that man buckled and gave all that mission. You know how many men he didn't kill with that strength? But you going to turn it over to the lap of a woman. You see how? That stuff is, now I can actually say it's real. It's real. A man would turn away from Yah at a blink of an eye. And how do you say that they can turn away? When the people, they don't have to turn away from no one's flesh. Don't turn away because you turning away from your siblings, or you turning away from your friends, or you turning away. Watch, hear what I say, from your parents, and you turning away from everybody you know because you're married now. You think everything's supposed to be dedicated to that individual. But guess what? When you turn away from truth and righteous, you have lost your way. I, Sister Deborah, hope you got something out of this, and I will be back at 7 p.m. Central Time. Shalom and shalom.